Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. We're going back into the past today. We're going back to the time when Meghan Markle joined the royal family. It seems like a lifetime ago. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me it seems as if it happened decades ago. So much has happened in between then and now. And I do like to use the After Tarot when I do these kinds of readings. This is the After Tarot. It's a very nice deck. It's got a very pretty back, as you can see from the cards waiting on the tarot table. And I enjoy reading with it when I am looking back at a situation where something happened and it resolved into the mess that we now find ourselves in. And the mess that we now find ourselves in allegedly had a lot to do with the fact that Meghan Markle really didn't understand her role going into the royal family. Perhaps it wasn't briefed very well by Prince Harry. That's putting it charitably, and that's all allegedly, of course. Some people do think that they had a very fixed agenda when she went into the royal family and that they always intended to leave. But I'm not looking at that today. I'm looking at the story that apparently Meghan Markle felt that she wasn't allowed to express her opinions as a member of the royal family. She expected that she would be able to use the royal family as a platform, and instead she was told no, she couldn't do that. No uncertain terms, really. That's not what royals do. Royals go and cut ribbons and pull curtains open and crack bottles of champagne over ships, and it's a constitutional role, and it has to be, what's the word? It has to be unbiased, it has to be impartial, it has to be seen that way, it has to rise above party politics and issues and all the rest of it. She doesn't seem to have understood that, seems to have been very upset, and seems to have left in a huff when she found out that she couldn't use the royal family in the way that she wanted to as a platform for her own opinions. So I'm going to be digging around a little bit, just a short reading using the After Tarot. It's all quiet on the royal front at the moment, and I think mercifully so. We can all have a bit of a break from them. I think there is a lot of drama to come still, but I do want to carry on just doing short readings for you in this quiet time before Christmas, just to keep the connection and hopefully provide you with some entertainment for those of you possibly who are alone, possibly going through difficult times. And I know that this channel serves many purposes, and hopefully companionship for some of you who are quite lonely right now is very important. And so let's see. 6-card reading. I'll explain the cards as I go through them and see what the cards have to tell us about Meghan's voice and how she saw her role, what Harry told her, and some other juicy gossip along the way. So the heart of the matter, the first card. Let's see the heart of the matter. And we get the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Cups is, of course, quite a manipulative energy, emotionally manipulative energy. It's the suitor when it is in the upright, coming along with that cup of love, offering that cup of love to somebody, wooing somebody, seducing them almost with their quite manipulative energy. It's in the reverse, and so it's disappointment. It's that failed attempt at wooing somebody, failed attempt at influencing and manipulating and engaging emotionally with people. So whatever it was that she wanted to do, it was a failure. And of course, because the card is in the reverse. So let's see, the next card that I have is, how did Meghan see her role going into the royal family? What was her expectation joining the royal family? And wow, the Strength in reverse. And that I did not expect to see. It is, of course, the Meghan card, the Meghan and Harry card. It's the Leo card. She is, of course, a Leo. And that's really quite shocking. Two things, first of all, come to mind. From Meghan's point of view, from Meghan and Harry's point of view, she thought it would be difficult. She fully expected it to be difficult, this entry into the royal family. I did not expect to see this. As I said in my preamble, there is talk that Meghan and Harry had their own agenda and that they always intended to leave, set up their own kind of rival royal family in the US, which they of course have done now. But she expected it to be difficult. She expected to be in a weak position. She expected their relationship to be tested. She was very aware of how difficult it was going to be. So no illusions. So whatever she says and whatever stories come out about how she wasn't prepared, she wasn't told the truth, nobody briefed her, she knew very clearly. But I also get from this strength card in reverse that she saw the royal family as weak, because the strength card is one of the royal family cards for me as a reader when I'm doing these kinds of readings. And she saw that she personally thought that the royal family was in a weak position, and that perhaps she, Meghan Markle, could come in and save the royal family. So two very strong energies coming off that strength card. I apologize for the loud bird noise in the background. I think there is a cat on the prowl outside. Not my cat. My cat is fast asleep inside. But I think that is what's going on. So, strength card in reverse, she felt that the royal family needed to be saved. And that, if that isn't an egotistical view of her entry into the royal family, then I don't know what is. And of course, or just my opinion, tarot reading for entertainment purposes. So what did Prince Harry tell her about her role? Did he brief her and say, listen, all you're going to be doing is dressing up and being photographed, going to things and drinking cups of tea that you don't want, making small talk with people that you don't like. It's all going to be terribly boring, terribly dull, but it's duty and we have to do it? Or did he tell her something else? And Four of Wands in reverse. Harry told her how unhappy he was and how unhappy they all were, and they were trapped in the royal family. There's the trapped in the royal family card, the Four of Wands in reverse. Miserable, unhappy home, unhappy childhood, unhappy marriage, of course, parents' marriage, terrible, broken home, all miserable. Royal family is not what it appears to be. On the surface, it all looks so lovely, but behind the scenes, it's terrible. Everybody is broken. Nobody is what they claim to be. It's all a facade. So yeah, she went in thinking that the royal family was in dire straits. They were all unhappy. They were all trapped. They needed her to save them. But she was under no illusions, and I know that from that strength in the reverse card. So what did she really want when she went into the royal family? Did she want to save them? Did she want to merge? Did she want to use them as a platform for her very particular political views, her woke ideas? What did she want from the royal family going in? And she saw that they were at a crossroads, because the Two of Swords is a crossroads card. And it's almost as if she saw conflict in the royal family. Look at those two characters fighting it out, duking it out in that Two of Swords card. In the After Tarot, of course, this is how the energy has moved forward, and that's why I'm using the After Tarot. And apologize for the plaster on my finger. I had a dog walking incident the other day, and my fingernails are a little bit injured at the moment. Nothing serious, just the lead pulled through my hands suddenly and hurt me a little bit. But so that's why the plaster. But the Two of Swords normally is the woman with the swords crossed, and she has a decision to make. But she saw it as the royal family. There was competition, there was conflict in the royal family, and almost getting the idea that that conflict was between William and Harry, and that she would be the person sitting on the sidelines. It's almost as a mediator coming in and resolving conflicts in the royal family. And that's a very bizarre energy to get from the Two of Swords. Not normal. There is a moon hovering over there, secrets, things going on, trust issues, of course, always when the moon is hovering around in tarot, hidden things, subconscious things, fears, all of that, mysteries, secret knowledge that these people possess. That, as I say, there is a facade. Harry's told her it's not all it's cracked up to be. This is a facade, this is a lie, it's an illusion. And so she felt this is not about money. The Two of Swords isn't a merchant card, it isn't even a platform card. She felt literally, I think, that she was coming in where there was conflict, where there was some kind of decision that had to be made in the royal family, of direction forward that they had to go in. They had to possibly even choose between, and I hate to say this, but it is what wants to come out, so choose between Harry and William as the heirs, as the successors. That somehow she felt that her influence could actually change that. And it's interesting that this card is sitting beneath the Knight of Cups in reverse. That there was some idea that she could persuade, she could manipulate, she could influence emotionally by possibly engaging with the public and saying Prince Harry is the one who's the better son, the better grandson, the better king in waiting, and let's steer them in that direction. It's coming through this reading. I wasn't going to read on that particular topic, but it's what's coming through. So I have to say what my intuition is telling me to say. That's how I read tarot. It's all intuition. That's how I communicate with the universe. So how did the royal family respond to this? And I have to say, snake in the grass. I mean, what is coming into the royal family but somebody who really is there, seemingly, allegedly, to really overturn the status quo and try and rearrange things to her own advantage, hers and Harry's. How did they respond? And it's almost as if they ran away from her. It's the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is nothing sinister at all. It's a very dear, sweet card. In fact, it's about the past, it's about childhood, it's about happy memories. And I think the royal family really took the wind out of her sails by saying, actually, we're all very happy, and the dog agrees. I don't know if you heard the husky and talking to me in the background, but they said there was nothing wrong with the past. The past, everybody was happy. We all have very good memories. Yes, of course, there was a very unfortunate passing of Prince Harry's mother, but also Prince William's mother. Let's not forget that. But other than that, very happy. All good until you came along. It's sitting under the Strength card in reverse. This Strength card for me also is a codependent card. When it's a couple, when it's a toxic couple, in my opinion, we are dealing with a toxic couple in Harry and Meghan, and saying, we were fine. We were fine until you came along. And so don't talk to us about your voice and modernizing things and using Instagram and whatever else. We already do all of that. We know our role in the world. We know we're a constitutional monarchy. We don't use ourselves as a platform for our own personal opinions. Yes, I know Prince Charles does. Those black letters, what were they called? Black spider. Is that right? Someone will correct me in the comments, hopefully. Thank you for doing it. And of course he has very fixed views on culture and architecture and conservation and all the rest of it. But by and large, they don't use the royal family as a platform for issues. So, was this the reason she left? She thought she could come in, she could manipulate, she could steer public opinion towards herself and Harry, and really take over, take control, rearrange things to her advantage. This is what I'm getting from the reading. So this is the outcome that I'm looking at. Was that why she left? And wow, absolutely. Because the Five of Swords has come up, but it's come up in the reverse. The Five of Swords upright is the hollow victory card. Somebody's taken all those swords, they're gloating, they're triumphant. All those people in the background are going away in sorrow and grief, defeated. It's a very ugly card, the Five of Swords. It is about conflict, ugly conflict. But in the reverse, she lost. She lost this battle. She played dirty and she lost. Five of Swords. There's always dirty fighting. And she lost. The card is in the reverse. Didn't win, didn't get what she wanted. And it is, Swords, of course, are communication cards. They are about thoughts, about ideas, about speeches, about writing. So we've got 2 sword cards in this reading. The Two of Swords, she thought she could come in and change things up. She lost. Five of Swords, she didn't succeed, and so she left. She didn't stick it out, didn't want to. It wasn't ever her intention, seemingly, to stick it out unless she got what she wanted, and she had a very clear idea of what she wanted and what her mission was, what her role was. And wow, I did not expect this to be such a sinister reading. But anyway, there it is. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm only doing 1 reading a day at the moment, just winding things down a little between now and Christmas, New Year, giving myself a bit of a break, giving you all a bit of a break. And we'll pick things up again at full speed ahead when things really start to get going again in the new year. So anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow on the next reading.